What's up guys? Ryan G here and welcome to the Rockstar Review Formula live virtual trainings. Today I'm going to share with you the 7 critical mistakes that chiropractors make that leave their patients upset, rejected, and confused. Let's jump into it. Mistake number 1 is not responding to reviews. Have you ever poured your heart out in a text message? Sharing something really important or asking a question that's been weighing on your mind. And then, crickets. Just a little red receipt staring back at you like a cold, heartless void. It's like the person on the other end is saying, yeah, I saw what you wrote, but I don't really care. Well, guess what? That's exactly how your patients feel when you don't respond to their reviews. They've taken the time and effort to share their thoughts and experiences with you, and you leave them hanging. It's like a big, cold slap in the face. Now think about it. When a patient writes a review, they're putting themselves out there. They're giving you a window into their world, sharing their joys, their frustrations, and everything in between. And when you don't take the time to respond, you're showing them that you don't value their feedback. It's like you're saying, hey, thanks for your input, but I don't really care what you have to say. And that, my friends, is a surefire way to lose patients faster than you could say unsubscribe. But here's the good news. Responding to reviews is an incredible opportunity to build stronger, more meaningful relationships with your patients. And when you take the time to respond to a review, you're showing your patient that you are listening, that you value their perspective, and of course, you're committed to making their experience the best that it could be. You're creating a dialogue, a back and forth that builds trust, loyalty, and a community around your practice. Here's the thing, you have got to make responding to reviews a non-negotiable part of your day-to-day operations. Your patients need to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. When your patients feel seen, heard, and appreciated, they become your biggest advocates, singing your praises to everyone that'll listen. This is going to cause your business to grow and thrive in ways that you can never imagine. So don't be the person that leaves your patients on red. Don't be the chiropractor who's too busy, too lazy, or too apathetic to engage with the people who make your practice possible. Be the chiropractor who goes above and beyond, who treats every review like a golden opportunity that it is. Be the one who builds a community of loyal, passionate patients who can't wait to tell the world about the incredible care that they receive. Because at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. Connecting with your patients, building relationships that last, and creating a practice that truly makes a difference in people's lives. And it all starts with the simple act of acknowledging their review. Take a few minutes out of the day to say, I hear you, I see you, and I'm grateful for your feedback. All right, so mistake number 2 is ignoring negative reviews. Now, I know, it's tempting to pretend that those 1-star reviews just don't exist. Bury your head in the sand and hope that they'll go away on their own. But let me tell you, that is a surefire way to shoot yourself in the foot. When you ignore negative reviews, you're not just missing out on an opportunity to make things right with one unhappy patient. You're actually sending a message to every potential patient that reads those negative reviews that you do not care about their feedback, that you are not willing to take responsibility for your shortcomings, and that you are not committed to improving your practice. Think about it. When you're scrolling through reviews for a new restaurant or a product that maybe you're considering buying, what do you do when you see a negative review? Do you just shrug it off and say, oh, well, no business is perfect? No, you look at it and you see how the business responded. Did they acknowledge the issue? Did they apologize or offer a solution? Did they show that they value the customer's opinions and are willing to make things right? If the answer is no, if that negative review is just sitting there unaddressed and ignored, what does that tell you about the business? It tells you that they don't give a shit and that they are not willing to take responsibility or to make changes. Now, the exact same goes for your chiropractic practice. When you ignore reviews, you're not just losing out on the opportunity to win back one unhappy patient. You are losing out on countless potential patients who are reading these negative reviews and see that you don't value their feedback or care about making things right. But when you do respond to negative reviews, that's when the magic happens. By acknowledging the issue, apologizing sincerely, and offering a solution, you're showing that you're a business that really cares. You're willing to take responsibility and learn from your mistakes, and that you're willing to strive for improvement. But here's the kicker. When you respond to negative reviews in a thoughtful, empathetic way, you're not just winning back one unhappy patient. You're showing every potential patient that reads your review that you're a chiropractor who cares, who listens, and who is committed to providing the best possible experience for every single person that walks through the door. So don't make the mistake of ignoring negative reviews. Embrace them as opportunities to showcase your commitment to excellence. Respond to them with grace and empathy and with determination to make things right. Mistake number 3 is being defensive. I get it. When you pour your heart and your soul into your practice, when you've dedicated your life to helping people feel their best, it can be really tough to hear criticism. It's natural to want to defend yourself, to explain all the reasons why the patient experience wasn't up to par, and to prove that you're not the bad guy. But here's the thing. When you get defensive in your review response, you're not doing yourself any favor. In fact, you're possibly making things a whole lot worse. Imagine this scenario. A patient leaves a 2-star review, complaining that they felt rushed during their adjustment and that the front office staff was maybe a little bit rude. I get it, it hurts, right? And your first instinct might be to fire back with something like, well, we had a busy day because we were running behind schedule, and our front office staff is always friendly, so you might have caught them off guard. How does that response look to potential patients reading that review? It looks like you're making excuses, like you're not willing to take responsibility for the patient's experience, like you're more interested in being right than in making things right. And that's not a good look for any business, let alone a healthcare practice that's supposed to be all about compassion, empathy, and patient-centered care. So what's the alternative? It's pretty simple. When you get a negative review, take a deep breath. Put your ego aside and respond with grace and humility. Say something like, hey, listen, I'm so sorry to hear that you had a negative experience at our practice. You know, we always strive to provide the highest level of care to our patients, and it sounds like we fell a little bit short in your case. We'd love to hear more about what happened and see if we can make things right. Could you give us a call at your earliest convenience so we can discuss this further? Can you guys see the difference? By apologizing sincerely, acknowledging the patient's concerns, and offering to make them right, you're showing that you value their feedback and are committed to improving their experience. You're not making excuses or getting defensive. You're taking the high road, demonstrating the kind of professionalism and compassion that patients are looking for in a chiropractor. And here's the best part. When you respond to negative reviews with grace and humility, you're not just improving your relationship with that one patient. You're showing every potential patient who reads your review that you're a chiropractor who can handle criticism with poise and professionalism, that you're willing to learn from your mistakes, and that you always strive to be better. And that, my friends, is how you turn a negative review into a positive opportunity. By showcasing your commitment to excellence, even in the face of criticism. Mistake number 4 is a generic response. I know you guys are busy. I know you've got patients to adjust, paperwork to fill out, and a million other things to do. It's tempting to just come in with a standard response for every review, positive or negative. Something like, hey, thanks for your feedback. We appreciate your business. Let me tell you, generic responses like these are almost as bad as not responding at all. In fact, they might be a little bit worse. Think about it. When a patient takes the time to leave a review, they're not just doing it for fun. They're doing it because they want to be heard. They want to know that their opinion matters, that their experience was unique and valuable. And when you respond with a generic one-size-fits-all comment, you're basically saying, yeah, your feedback is just like everybody else's, nothing special, we don't care about you. And that, my friends, is a surefire way to make your patients feel unappreciated and unimportant. It's like getting a formal letter in the mail when you're expecting a personalized note. It's impersonal, it's dismissive, and it's just plain lazy. But here's the good news. Crafting personalized, thoughtful responses to your reviews doesn't have to take a lot of time or effort. In fact, it can be a lot of fun. When you get a positive review, take a moment to read the review completely. Did they mention a specific aspect of their experience that they loved? Did they call out a particular staff member who went above and beyond? Then use those details in your response. Say something like, "Hey, thank you so much for your kind words, Sarah. We're thrilled to hear that you had such a great experience with Dr. Johnson and our massage therapist, Lisa. We'll make sure to pass along your compliments to them. It's patients like you who make our work so rewarding, and we can't wait to see you at your next appointment." Can you see how this is much more personal and engaging than some generic garbage that says, "Hey, thanks for your feedback. We appreciate your business"? It shows that you actually read the review, that you value the specific details the patient shared, and that you're committed to creating a warm, welcoming environment where every patient feels seen and appreciated. And when you get a negative review, personalization is even more important. Don't just say, "Hey, sorry for your experience. We'll try to do better next time." Actually address the specific concerns that the patient raised and create concrete solutions for making things right. Here's an example. "Hey, I'm so sorry to hear that you had to wait a long time for your last appointment, Tom. We know how frustrating that can be, and we're always trying to improve our scheduling and efficiency. I've spoken with the front staff, and we've implemented a new system to ensure that patients are seen promptly. We'd love to have you back in the office so we can show you the difference. Please give us a call at your earliest convenience, and we'll make sure that you're seen right away." By addressing the patient's specific issue and offering a tangible solution, you're showing them that you take their feedback seriously and that you're committed to making things right. You're not just paying lip service to their concerns. You're actually doing something about it. And that, my friends, is how you turn a generic response into a personalized, impactful one. By taking the time to really hear your patients, to value their unique experiences, and to craft a response that shows you care. Mistake number 5 is not learning from feedback. Now, this one's kind of a doozy because it's not just about how you respond to the reviews publicly. It's about what you do with the feedback behind the scenes in the day-to-day operations of your practice. Too often, chiropractors see a review as something to be managed, something to be responded to and then move on from. They think that as long as they address the patient's concerns in their response, that their job is done, that it's over, right? But here's the thing. Reviews are a goldmine of valuable information about your practice, your staff, and your patients, and their experiences. They're not something to just be dealt with. They're something to be learned from. Does that make sense? Think about it. When a patient leaves a review, whether it's positive or negative, they're giving you a window into their experience. They're telling you what worked and what didn't work, and what they want to see more of and less of in the future. And if you're not taking that feedback to heart, if you're not using it to make real, meaningful changes in your practice, you are missing out on a massive opportunity for growth and improvement. Let's say that you get a review from a patient who says that the front office staff is rude and unhelpful. You could respond with an apology and promise to do better. But what good does that do if you don't actually follow through? Instead, use the feedback and use it as a catalyst for change. Have a meeting with your front office staff on the importance of amazing customer service and brainstorm ways to make every patient feel welcomed and valued in the moment as soon as they walk through the door. Implement new training programs, set clear expectations, and hold your team accountable for creating a warm, welcoming environment. And then, when you get a positive review about how friendly and helpful your office staff was, celebrate that win with your staff. Use it as proof that their efforts are paying off. The same goes for your clinical care, your office environment, your billing practices, and everything in between. Every review is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to make your practice as best as it can be. And here's the best part. When you show your patients that you're not just listening to their feedback, but you're actually using it to make real changes, they're going to notice. they're going to feel seen and heard, valued, and they are going to become brand advocates, promoting your business to their friends, family, coworkers, people at church, random guy walking down the street. They will not stop being able to sing your praises. Mistake number 6 is making legal threats. Now, I know it can be tempting, especially when you get a really nasty review that feels more like a personal attack. Your first instinct might be to fire back with something like, "This review is defamatory and untrue. We'll see you in court." But let me tell you that approach is about as effective as trying to adjust a patient with a sledgehammer. It's not just ineffective, it is downright destructive. First of all, let's get one thing straight. In most cases, a negative review is not legally actionable. People have the right to their own opinions, unless you live in California or you're a conservative. And as long as your patients are not making demonstrably false statements, they are protected by the First Amendment. So when you start throwing legal threats, you're not just wasting your time and energy, you're actually showing the world that you don't understand basic free speech and consumer rights. And even if the review does cross the line as defamation, responding with a legal threat is still a really terrible idea. And you're probably asking why. Because it makes you look defensive, aggressive, and more interested in silencing your critics than addressing a legitimate concern. Think about it. When a potential patient sees a review that says, "This chiropractor's a quack and a scam artist," and then sees your response that says, "We're gonna sue you for slander," what message does that send to a potential patient? It sends the message that you are more concerned about protecting your reputation than with providing quality care. It sends a message that you are willing to bully and intimidate patients who speak against you. And that, my friend, is not a good look for any chiropractor. So what should you do instead? Take a deep breath, step back, and respond with professionalism and empathy. So, in our firearms training business, we've had this happen a lot of times, where people will leave a review that is just so wildly untrue and just nonsense, or they will text us, email us, and be super rude, cussing and just rude and aggressive. And we won't give them a refund, or we won't let them reschedule their class that they already missed 5 times, whatever the thing is, right? But then they'll go online and they'll write this massive review about how terrible we are, but they don't talk about all the bad stuff that they did. So what we have done, I know you guys can't do this as a chiropractor, but what we have done is taken screenshots of their text message, screenshots of their email. We upload it as a response on Google, and we're like, "Hey, we're really sorry we couldn't help you. If anybody wants to know the truth of what happened in this situation, here are all the screenshots from this customer cussing and screaming at us, even though we are trying to fix the problem. Take a look at it, and you can decide who was right and who was wrong in this situation." 99% of the time, when we upload it and then the customer who left the review reads all of it, they just delete it, because they delete their whole review because they realize, okay, I'm not going to be able to lie. We have screenshots. We have proof that you are a psychopath. And they're not going to be able to deceive people. But anyway, back to the script. If a review truly is defamatory, it contains demonstrably false information, you can flag it for removal from the platform. And most platforms, Google, Facebook, Yelp, are pretty good about removing things that are calling you names and totally fake. All right, so you can say something like, "Hey, I'm sorry to hear that you had a negative experience at our practice. We take feedback seriously, and we'd like to understand more about what happened so that we can make it right. Please give us a call or send us an email so we can discuss this further, and we'll find a solution that works best for you." By responding with empathy and a genuine desire to resolve the issue, you are showing that you're a professional who cares about your patient experience. You're not getting defensive or lashing out. You're taking the high road and demonstrating your commitment to excellent customer care. And here's the thing. Even if you do have a legal case against a reviewer, which again, you probably don't, it's very rare, responding with a lawsuit is still a terrible idea. It's extremely expensive, it's time consuming, and it almost always backfires in public opinion. Instead, just focus on building a strong, positive reputation through excellent patient care, amazing customer service, and a commitment to always improving. Encourage your patients to leave a 5-star review and respond to all reviews, negative and positive, with grace and professionalism. In the long run, this is going to have a much better impact than trying to file a lawsuit. All right, mistake number 7 is being lazy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lazy? Me? No way am I lazy. I work hard every day to run my practice. And I believe you. I know that being a chiropractor is not an easy feat. You're juggling a million different tasks, distractions, patients, managing the business, marketing, and even more. But here's the thing. When it comes to reviews, being lazy doesn't mean not responding at all, although that is part of it. It means putting in the bare minimum effort, rushing through responses, not asking for reviews at all. You've got to make this a critical part of your business. And let me give you an example. Let's say that you get a glowing 5-star review from a patient who raves about how you've changed their life. They go on and on about how you listened to their concerns, developed a personalized treatment plan, and helped them achieve a level of wellness they never thought possible. Now, if you're being lazy, you might respond with something like, hey, thanks for the review, or we appreciate your feedback. And sure, that's better than not responding at all, but it's still a missed opportunity to really connect with that patient and show them how much their words mean to you. Instead, take a few extra minutes to craft a thoughtful, heartfelt response. Say something like, wow, Sarah, your review just made my day. It's patients like you that remind me why I became a chiropractor in the first place. Hearing about the progress that you've made and the difference our work together has made in your life is the greatest reward I could ever ask for. Thank you for trusting me with your care and taking time out of your day to share your experience. Do you guys see the difference? By putting in just a little extra effort, you've turned a generic response into a powerful moment of connection and appreciation. You've shown that the patient and their feedback really matters, and that their experience is unique and valuable, and that you're truly invested in their well-being. And the same goes for a negative review. If you're being lazy, you might be tempted to dash off a quick, sorry for your experience, and then just move on. But that doesn't address the patient's concerns. It doesn't show that you're taking their feedback seriously. And it doesn't give you the opportunity to learn and grow from their perspective. Instead, take the time to really read and understand their review. Respond with empathy and a genuine desire to make things right. Offer real solutions and follow up, and continue the conversation so that you can find a resolution to whatever their problem is. And I get it, it takes a lot more time and effort than a quick, lazy response, but in the end, it is well worth it. So that is week 3 of the Rockstar Review Formula live virtual trainings. I just showed you the 7 critical mistakes that chiropractors make and leave their patients upset, rejected, and confused. Next week, I'm going to show you how to pour gas on the fire and supercharge your 5-star review so you definitely do not want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.